Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in this GeneXus live session. Today with Sophia, we will be telling you a bit about what we've been working on in this 2022 to take Work with Plus and GeneXus to the next level. But allow me to introduce you to the company. Work with Plus, just like GeneXus, is a Uruguayan company in which we work every day to try to boost the GeneXus experience. We are convinced that the future in application development is low code, and we strongly believe that GeneXus is the ideal platform to face this future and the next upcoming technological waves. We still believe that we can boost even more the development with GeneXus of your applications to automate some repetitive tasks that you have in that development and to really take your application experience development to the next level. So we work every day to just improve that work experience with GeneXus to allow our clients to build more with less. To reach this goal and automate as much as we can, we have a team that is always analyzing the different tasks in the development process of GeneXus to see which of these tasks can be automated and in this way reduce development times. So in 2022, we have been working a lot to create new templates, to improve the mechanism to have an impact on these templates by creating new objects. And we've incorporated a new component mechanism that will truly automate the behavior of all the KB, taking it to the next level. Productivity is a key element in development teams. GeneXus seeks to maximize and boost productivity, and WorkWithPlus is trying to help GeneXus in that process. Since its early beginnings, WorkWithPlus 15 years ago has been very much focused on increasing productivity, and that remains valid version after version. That's why in this world of so many technological changes and remote work, it is necessary for our applications to have an amazing UX. For this, we have been working this year to allow our clients, both in terms of mobile and web applications, to create multi-experience, multi-platform applications with a great user experience. Based on these pillars and throughout these years, we have created a family of products that seek to simplify different aspects when you develop with GeneXus. The first one is WorkWithPlus for Web, that seeks to simplify the development of web application, and in the same way, WorkWithPlus for Mobile does the same, but for native mobile applications. WorkWithPlus for BI is to allow our clients to introduce very quickly a module of conversational analytics, then WorkWithPlus for Audit to give you the capacity to audit databases in those applications that you create with GeneXus, and WorkWithPlus for Video Call to add the feature of video conferences in a multi-channel fashion in our applications. Last year, we told you about how COVID accelerated all the processes within our organizations, and in this sense, the agility of the development processes of our organizations have become fundamental. So that's why we decided to keep our policy of having new upgrades every 3 months, because we believe that this will give our clients a number of benefits, first and foremost, so that they can better plan their development processes, knowing when these releases will take place, and also so that they can frequently incorporate the new functionalities and features that we are releasing and quickly put that into their development. And at the same time, it simplifies and it facilitates incorporating new WorkWithPlus versions throughout the development process. Now, Sophia is going to tell us a bit more about the features that we've been working on this year that I'm sure are going to be very helpful.
Thank you, Joaquin. I am going to tell you now about what we have been working with throughout 2022. Let's start with user experiences. As you know, in WorkWithPlus, the main premise is for you to create apps with excellent user experiences. This is so much so that when we started working with WorkWithPlus in a project, we can select over 20 design systems, both web and native mobile, so that you can begin your development using a design that meets the latest trends in terms of usability and user experience. And additionally, we have the design system wizard, which is the pivotal tool that will allow you to customize those designs and customize them based on the needs of your project. Throughout 2022, we have continued boosting this design system wizard with new customization options and new features so that you can very quickly adopt them in your projects. But undoubtedly, the biggest news for this year when we talk about design and we talk about user experience is the fact that we have started using the design system object by GeneXus. This is an object launched by GeneXus in the previous last versions, and it allows us to simplify some matters pertaining to the configuration of app styles. If you work with WorkWithPlus, as of now, when you import a design system object, the system will generate two objects, one with all the default configurations of WorkWithPlus and another that will be the responsibility of each development team, where the team will be able to implement all changes necessary. Also, by using the design system objects, we are simplifying the update of WorkWithPlus, and that means that it is easier to make changes. And we also have the very interesting resource that are tokens that allow us to do runtime settings. In the design system wizard, you can also choose to have these kinds of settings so that end users can very easily modify the color of the app, the style, and go for light or dark, and the size of the font in the web. All of these designs go hand in hand with over 200 templates so that the creation of screens can be very easily done. The goal, of course, is that whenever you have to create a screen, you can have a template to help you and to simplify the creation of these layouts. And we also know that for WorkWithPlus, flexibility is a main premise. We always want to give you 100% flexibility to build any design whatsoever. We also know that many companies have their own design teams that use tools such as Sketch or Figma in order to create their designs and then provide them to the development team. For that, GeneXus also has a very interesting, powerful tool that allows us to import those Sketch and Figma designs inside the KV so that we can automatically generate all objects so that that design can be implemented and executed. We believe that this is a very interesting feature for sure, and we have integrated to it by allowing the automatic generation of all WorkWithPlus instances based on those panels created by GeneXus. By doing so, of course, you can create your design in tools such as Sketch and Figma, use the GeneXus import tool to incorporate them in your KVs, and then apply WorkWithPlus in those screens so that you can automatically generate those instances so that you can make use of the hierarchical editor, WorkWithPlus, the real-time preview, and the other set of features by WorkWithPlus that are very helpful in the increase of productivity. Apart from these news, I also want to tell you a bit about other features that we have launched that are focused on user experience and which actually come up from ideas and suggestions from our community. The first one is the extended suggest option, which is an option of the extended combo that we launched a couple of versions ago and that has been widely adopted by our community. That allows us to have a suggest box with all the power of the extended combo that you guys already know. Also, trying to boost data visualization, we have launched conditional layouts in FSG, which allows us to imprint conditions and define them, and based on those conditions, data will be shown in one style or another. And along those lines, we have also incorporated the multiple lists views, which allow for end users to choose during execution time how data will be visualized in a grid. This is something that is very frequent, and you will probably have seen this in e-commerce sites where you can choose between different kinds of visualizations. Now with WorkWithPlus, you can incorporate that with very few clicks and include that in your projects. And at WorkWithPlus, we are always thinking about new ways to boost the development of developers and the work of developers who are using our product for their apps. We want their work to be easier and more productive. And along those lines, our real time preview and our hierarchical declaration are fundamental for the increase of productivity and for us to work much more quickly. In 2022, we have continued working using this particular preview including new design options and new settings from the preview itself. And we have taken this development experience for the development of native apps. In that way, all the power of the preview in terms of properties and hierarchical declarations can also be seen in the development of native apps so that you can create these types of apps by using all of these features. Additionally, this also simplifies the learning curve between our Work with Plus products for web and for native mobiles because the development experience is strictly analogous between one and the other, so that the creation of the app is very simple. Also, thinking about development experience for developers using Work with Plus, we have created a new template selector. This new template selector allows us to easily navigate between all the templates available, and it also allows us to have multiple configurations whenever we are choosing a template. We can choose colors, multiple attributes, text captions. There are many options that we may customize whenever we are creating screens so that the creation of those screens is much more productive. Precisely for the creation of that flexibility in the creation of those templates, we have incorporated a new mechanism called editable properties that allows us to define a control in a template and specify which are the properties that we would like to have available when we choose that template in the template selector. By doing that, for any person who is working with our templates and are creating their own templates, you will have more flexibility to customize them. We have also incorporated a new icon selector, which very easily and quickly allows us to choose and customize icons. And all of these features, both in terms of development and user experience, follow the same goal, which is for the development of screens to become easier and for all screens to be able to be built using WorkWithPlus. Doesn't matter if we're talking about a web or a native mobile screen, if it has a base table or not, if it's simple or complex. What we want is for 100% of the screens in the app to be built using WorkWithPlus, taking advantage of all of these resources that I mentioned. And of course, if we're talking about GeneXus and we're talking about WorkWithPlus, we are undoubtedly talking about productivity. And in that sense, of course, automation becomes key to take productivity to the next level. So for that, let me tell you what we are working on in those lines. We have incorporated throughout 2022 a new components mechanism, which, as Joaquin mentioned, allows us to automate the use of multiple design elements and multiple user interface elements. So if you have to add an indicator, a card, a graph, you will be able to do that in a much more easy way by adding some of these components. We have over 60 components that you can use, of course, and apart from that, you can create your own components as well. And we do know that our user community uses GeneXus and WorkWithPlus to create corporate apps and critical mission apps that are deployed in multiple environments with configurations that might be very specific in terms of architecture and safety. A very usual case is the need to build apps in 3 layers. In that case, data remains in one server and data is accessed through a services layer that allows us to see them. Now in WorkWithPlus, we're trying to simplify the creation of those apps, and we're creating features that allow us to automatically generate the entire services layer to access our data. And we also generate the screens necessary so that once those services are consumed, we can create the features that you are normally used to using in WorkWithPlus, such as lists, details, data insertion tools, updates, and so on and so forth. All of that is generated automatically. In order to do that, we are using the API object by GeneXus, which allows us to encapsulate the distribution of services and also deal with mistakes. And it also has many other advantages as well. And we are also integrating with GAM, which allows us to manage the safety of the app, as you know. But it also means that we can work with the GAM database within this three-layer structure. We believe that by doing so, we are adding great value for the entire Work with Plus community to adapt to these kinds of apps. And now, if we talk about company apps, a frequent case is the case of multi-tenant applications. In WorkWithPlus, we have been incorporating for several years features that may help you generate those kinds of apps. And as a matter of fact, that has been a development line and feature that has been widely adopted by our community. And that is why we have been working along those lines. So in 2022, we included a new feature that allows us to have admin views where a user that has the necessary roles and permits may be able to manage the information of all companies. And now, when we talk about automatization and productivity, we are talking about providing a bunch of resources ready to be used. And for that, we have included all the backend screen of GX Flow to work with Plus so that you can incorporate them in your apps if you use GX Flow, so that you may have all the layout and design that you are used to working with using Work with Plus. Also, when we work with GAM, several versions ago, as a matter of fact, we included the GAM backend to work with Plus in order to reduce coordination times, which is, of course, a need and a demand that we are always looking to deal with. And for that, we have decided to package the GAM screens so that they don't create redundancy in the compiling times. So we are having less compiling times, and if you need to make changes in the GAM screens, you can do that too. Now, Joaquin will tell you about our roadmap for the next few months and how we will be evolving.
Thank you so much, Sophia. In this world of changes, we have new development trends, and the constant evolution is the norm. To be positioned in GeneXus gives us a great advantage because the platform allows us to be always in the last technological wave. So Work with Plus, one of the ways that we have evolved is paying attention to the new GeneXus features so that we can give you that extra and allow you to incorporate these features in your development. In this sense, even though today it is possible to use WorkWithPlus for native mobile to create Angular applications, we are working on creating design systems and template designs which are specific for this kind of applications. We also know that super apps are a huge trend that is becoming really strong in the market nowadays. So that's why we're working to give you more about the super apps that GeneXus provides so that you can incorporate them in your developments in a really easy way. And last, we are paying a lot of attention to the community's most loved features, and because we want to evolve those in keeping with your suggestions and feedback and ideas. So for this, we are already adding new capabilities to the components mechanisms, as Sophia was telling you, and we are taking a new step in terms of the integration with input from Sketch and Figma so that you can create 100% customized designs and incorporate them in Work with Plus really easily and flexibly. For us, your suggestions and the feedback from all our clients around the world are extremely important so that we can keep on improving and creating new products that will boost your development. We are proud of how fast our Work with Plus community is growing worldwide, helping GeneXus to take low code to the new markets and development teams. This community is already using many of the functionalities and features that we've presented to boost your development, to accelerate the learning curve in GeneXus of new members, and to maximize productivity in your teams. Now, Sophia will tell you a bit more about how we provide support to our community around the world with everyday work.
Thank you, Joaquin. Our objective, of course, beyond telling you about the features that we have been working on, is to tell you also about the multiple initiatives that we have been fostering so that the use that you make of Work with Plus and your interactions with our team are as satisfying and as easy as possible. Because that is our goal. That is our main goal. We want to maximize and we want to boost your experience when you work with Plus. Of course, this entails working in the pre-sales process, which strongly supported by our distributors, who we always thank. This also entails using the product, getting training for it, and of course, getting support. During 2022, we have carried out multiple initiatives so that we can be closer to you at all times. For example, we have shared together over 40 free onboardings, webinars, and live sessions in Spanish, English, and Portuguese so that we can very quickly bring to you our news and train you in the use of WorkWithPlus. We are also very happy to announce that we are creating a new certification program because we want all developers who use WorkWithPlus every day for developing can be certified and be part of our network of certified professionals. If you want to know more about these initiatives, you can follow us in our social networks where we are always sharing information about the news and the new certification and training options that we have available for you. And as Joaquin was saying, we are very proud here, our WorkWithPlus team, to know that the products that we have devoted so much to and we are so committed to, and that we created, are used by such a broad community of users to create apps that truly make a difference. We want to thank all of you for using WorkWithPlus every day. We thank you for your suggestions and for your ideas, and we invite those of you who don't know WorkWithPlus or that want to get to know a bit better how WorkWithPlus can help you boost your development more to come closer to us and hear more about it. You can book a demo where we can tell you a bit more into detail how you can incorporate WorkWithPlus into your own projects, how you can increase productivity by using WorkWithPlus, and how you can truly take the work experience using GeneXus to the next level by using our product family. And now, to summarize, we need to remember that reality shows us every day that agility is a key factor and a necessary factor for organizations. We need to have sufficient agility to quickly adapt to new business needs. We need to generate apps that may include those needs, and we need to evolve them very quickly. And all of that is something that we need to do by generating multi-experience, multi-platform tools and apps that provide the best user experience possible. And undoubtedly, this is a great developing challenge for anyone in this industry. But the good news is that we have GeneXus and WorkWithPlus, and together we are very well positioned to face with those challenges. Thank you, and see you next time.
Thank you very much.